Welcome back, Dr. Clevated Gaming. Today in Heroes Alliance, we are talking about Outland Bosses. I had a question from a viewer who wanted to know how to defeat each of these bosses. When we look at these, each of these bosses give different skin stones. You have Vadjar the Incinerator, who gives intelligent skin stones. Alyssa the Weaver, it gives strength skin stones. And we have Brog the Conqueror, which gives agility skin stones. Now, the way I recommend building teams in general, like if you're going to start Hero Wars and you're going to do it mostly free to play, if that is your goal, then I would focus my arena team to beat one of these bosses. As your arena team gets strong enough, you can start building a second team and a third team. And so basically, you're going to be able to use your grand arena team to defeat all three bosses. They won't all be together, okay? They'll be separated. But I would focus on one boss at a time. And again, later, you get 5 different battles that are available. Later, you can go back after you defeat each one. You can go back and start leveling up the other ones, and that won't be a problem. Now, I'll show you the teams that I have used. This is the team that I used to defeat Vadra the Incinerator. Now, when you look at this team, notice there's not going to be any healers. Except for, I guess Julius does heal now, okay? And Rufus will heal with magic damage. But notice, Vadjar cannot be attacked by magic, and is protected against ranged attacks. And so, there are going to be certain people you're going to be able to use, and some you're not going to be able to. Now, if you're going to build a team, a Grand Arena team, that will defeat this particular boss, I would go with something like Fafnir, Tristan, Yasmin, something like that, with maybe Oya and Luther, or Galahad and Luther. I mean, that's a good team. Like if you're going to build an arena team that is easy to get a hold of, that would be an arena team that would be easy to get a hold of, except for Fafnir. But you don't have to have Fafnir in order to make something like that work. You could use, well, somebody you could use Nebula would help give you some extra boosts depending on where she is in your lineup. You could use Andvari. Andvari has a shield, so that would also help there. But that would be also another team you could use. And I used Rufus for his shield and Julius for his shield. And so that's how I ended up beating 120. But I didn't always have them. I didn't always have Cleaver either. So I would focus on something like that. If you're building a team right now, you don't have an arena team set, I would do something really like Galahad, Luther, Fafnir, Tristan, and Yasmin. That's what I would recommend. But basically, once you level your heroes up big enough, you're going to be able to win against this Outland boss. Now, Alyssa the Weaver, she's a little bit different. She's immune to magic attacks again and protected against melee attacks. So you have ranged attacks that you're going to deal with, and this is the team that I won with. Now, it's also important to notice that as you level teams up, after you defeat level 120, these also get leveled up, and so they're not exactly where they were whenever I finished this Outland boss. So when you look at it, and again, notice the team's only 308,000. Notice we have a little Dante. Dante gives that dodge ability. I have a Zhu in there, and Zhu, it's hard to kill him. Isaac gives that shield. Ginger, now when I did Ginger, I did have her leveled up a little bit more than she is now. I ended up taking away her sparks of energy. Basically because of the team I was running at the time I was doing the story mode, and then I have Artemis. Uh, and so again, when you look at this team and look at these heroes, there's not a lot of healing going on. And so you could use like a dodge team. A dodge team would work with Octavia and Dante, and kind of match them together. That would absolutely work. Some other teams we go in Martha. Martha helps speed some things up. Cascade allows you to have more armor penetration. So those are some things to play with there if you want to look at that. Now, a team that you could build, it's a little bit harder to build in this setup. The reason it's a little bit harder to build is because Zhu is a little bit harder to get. But you could absolutely run a KSJ against Alyssa, Jet, um, Kira, and Sebastian. Put Isaac in there and just you could tank with Dante even, and that would be a good team to build. If Jet is a little harder to get again, you're going to have to be able to trade in Soul Stones to get Jet Soul Stones. But he would be a good team that could be a good team you could build a KSJ line of some sort. You also have some other play that you have between Dark Star, um, Lara Croft, and Daredevil. There's some interplay there. You just have to make sure you find a tank. Um, and Dante can tank when you get him to a certain level. Dante can tank when you get him to a certain level. So that is a team I would start out with. If you could get a hold of Kiera, Sebastian, Jet, I would do a line with that. If you can get Isaac, that'll help give you again some shielding. Or you could run like I said, the team on the bottom. The hardest ones to get on the bottom would be Dante and Artemis, and the rest of them you can purchase. So that those are some ideas of beating that team. And then we have Brog the Conqueror. Now he's just immune to physical attacks. So this is the team that I ran to beat him. Um, so we have Aurora, we have Mushy Shroom, Maya, Morgan. Um, that lineup does really well. Lilith at the end. That line does well. You could use something like um, a team I like to run a lot is Aurora, Jorgen, Faceless, Aurora, not Aurora, Aiden, and Zshaw. And that's a pretty good team. That will also help. Um, Faceless gives pure damage all the time, so that's something to think about. Where some of the attacks are physical in nature. You could run an let's see Helios. I know Helios is in here. Yeah, here he is. You could run an ODH team with Orion, Dorian, and Helios. Um, you could run it that way, and then just have something like you could do Maya, Aurora Mushy. You could even run a nature team. Looks like now, Aurora Mushy, Alvanor, Mojo. I mean, you can run that team. You can run that team with an Amira. You can run that team with Heidi to give it a little bit extra dodge. So I mean, you got options. You got options. This the Brog the Conqueror is the one that I defeated first, and you can kind of see each one of these is easy to get. Aurora, you get her from the storyline. Mushy and Shroom. Maybe Mushy and Shroom's the hardest one to get of these because you get Maya in the storyline, and you get Morgan. You can get her actually from the gates. But but kind of figure out a way to run this. But ODH, if you can get an ODH team together, and Helios is maybe Helios or Dorian is the hardest. You can get Dorian from the VIP shop. You just got to save up a bunch of coins to do so. Helios, you can get him in the storyline, but it costs so much energy to get his skin stones. But these are the teams that I use. Maya brings that healing, and I think it really works well. Oh, Iris, yeah, you could run Aurora, Mojo, Alvanor, Iris, and that would be a good team. That would be a good team. Especially, yeah, you have Phobos, you have Faceless. So those are options. Again, what I would recommend is choose one of the bosses, level up to defeat them first. You're not going to be out anything. You're not going to be able to complete all your dailies, but you're going to be able to progress in the game. If you can, if you can make an arena team that will defeat a boss, that is that's your bread and butter. That way, you're not trying to level up a bunch of different heroes that you are not currently using. Now, if you are a pay-to-play player, by all means, just level up the best teams. You can do whatever you would like on that. But if you're trying to save some money and save some emeralds, those are a couple teams that you can use to defeat these Outland bosses. Okay, guys. How have you defeated your Outland bosses? Is your event going this week with Soleil? I've been taught it's Soleil is how you pronounce his name, and how's that going? If you like it, leave another comment. If you need some more videos, let me know what you would like to see. Until next time, we'll catch you in the arena.